know if you're aware, but in England in the late 16th century, if you were a Catholic, you were killed. Richard Topcliffe, he was a priest hunter. And when I read that, all I could think of, have you seen that movie, Inglourious Bastards, with Christoph Waltz playing the Nazi? That's totally what I pictured this guy being like. Well, that's how I cast the movie. This should be a movie. This whole thing should be a movie. So let's talk about Father Edmund Gennings. At 14 years of age, 14, he began studies to become a priest and was ordained a priest of Jesus Christ on March 18th, 1590. So this is just a man who was born to be a priest. On November 2nd, 1591, Father Gennings came to one of these homes to celebrate Mass, and Richard Topcliffe and officers descended on the house in hopes of finding them in the middle of Mass, and they did. They arrived while Mass was in progress, and Richard Topcliffe burst into the room. Now, I just want you to picture this movie scene, okay? So he bursts into the room. One of the men at Mass sees him, totally pushes him out, tackles him. Richard Topcliffe falls down a flight of stairs backwards, and then everybody bars the doors so they can finish Mass. I think that's incredible. They didn't even bar the doors to hide. They're like, we just need to finish Mass, and then we'll get right back to you, okay? These are Catholics. So as soon as the Mass ended, they surrendered themselves to Topcliffe. So Father Gennings was charged with high treason, and Topcliffe offered him his life if he simply embraced the established church. Without hesitation, Father Gennings refused the offer. Of course he did, because he's a saint. And he was sentenced to be hanged, drawn, and quartered. And this is where it gets really... To intensify Father Gennings' torment, Topcliffe ordered Gennings to be prematurely cut down from hanging because he did not want Gennings to lose any of the painful sensations that come with being drawn and quartered. The executioner began to disembowel Father Gennings, even to the point of removing his beating heart. I mean, forget Braveheart, right? Like, Mel Gibson needs to do this movie.